In today's video, I'm going to teach you what state does not require car insurance. Let's start with the main question. Most US states require drivers to carry at least a minimum amount of auto insurance. That's the standard rule across the country. But there are a few important exceptions or situations that have changed over time, so it's helpful to understand exactly what the law means before making any decisions about driving without coverage. The biggest exception people often hear about is New Hampshire. In New Hampshire, drivers are generally not required to carry traditional auto insurance. However, that does not mean drivers are free from responsibility. If you cause an accident, you can still be held financially responsible for injuries, vehicle repairs, and property damage. In other words, even without a legal requirement to buy a standard policy, you may still have to pay significant costs out of pocket. Because of that, many drivers in New Hampshire still choose to carry insurance for protection. Another state that often comes up in this conversation is Virginia. But it's important to know that this has changed. As of July 1st, 2024, Virginia requires most vehicle owners to carry minimum auto liability insurance. In the past, drivers had the option to pay an uninsured motor vehicle fee instead of purchasing insurance, but that option is no longer available. So Virginia is no longer a state where most people can legally drive without insurance. This brings us to an important idea: financial responsibility. Even in places where traditional auto insurance has not always been required, drivers are still generally expected to prove they can cover the cost of an accident if they cause one. Financial responsibility simply means being able to pay for injuries or property damage. There are also several reasons why many drivers still buy insurance, even if the law may not always require a traditional policy. Insurance can help pay for damages after a covered accident, protect your savings from large liability costs, and satisfy lender requirements if your vehicle is financed or leased. It can also include optional protection, like collision, comprehensive, and uninsured motorist coverage. Before driving without insurance, make sure you check your state's current laws, understand the financial risk, confirm that you meet any legal financial responsibility requirements, and seriously consider buying coverage anyway for peace of mind. To wrap up, New Hampshire is currently the only US state that generally does not require most drivers to carry traditional auto insurance. Even there, drivers must still be able to cover damages they cause. In every other state, minimum liability insurance or another approved form of financial responsibility is typically required. Since laws can change, always verify your state's current requirements before driving without coverage.